All right, we are live and not on the F book, and we're gonna call it F book. We ain't even gonna say the real name here anymore. Uh, so if you're watching this live, we are right here on the good old YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, share it out to your friends, share it on the F book, to your friends to come over here because FF book. And make sure you hit the bell so you get the notification when we go live. Because if you just subscribe, you don't get the notifications. HeartlandDefenders.com, as you can see there, we do have events, a shop up and running with t-shirts, decals that we also sell at some of the gun shows. Berea, Summit County for sure, possibly some others in the near future. All right, let's get Jacob and Mike in here, because we do have a lot to talk about this week. Some wonderful... Oh, we do, because I'm telling you now, hey, Jason. FF book, correct, yes. F them all. The only reason I haven't gone full napalm on Facebook yet is due to my connections to a few other different groups.
I know, me too.
That I can't, just say F it. Now, I do have another account... I've
come to the grand conclusion that if, for whatever reason, the Facebook page that I have is deemed unworthy to the gods of Facebook, I'm not creating another one.
I mean, you're giving
I don't have an alternate Facebook account. I don't want an alternate Facebook account. I'm not going to make another one. They can kiss my ass on all my data they've been mining for years.
Well, my other Facebook is one they don't know who I am. I can say whatever I want and not have the black van sitting outside or white van sitting outside my house, which would be kind of weird because there's really no place to park on my street. It wouldn't be conspicuous that they're watching me.
True.
So,
yeah, mine too.
Yeah,
that's why they got to be hiding in my woods if they're watching me.
Right. And if they're hiding in my woods, man, are they getting an eyeful.
It gets annoying by me turning all the time. I'm watching the YouTube stream.
I know. I gotta look down at my iPad now to read the comments.
Well,
yeah.
It used to be pretty easy. I could have Facebook here, and I'd watch the stream. I was done, but now I'm trying to monitor all the systems, trying to keep everybody together. Since Sunday morning at 3 a.m, Facebook just decided to say, "Hey, you guys, fuck off."
And it was funny. So I just woke up, and I was like, "Well, I better post about us doing Tuesday."
Right.
And I was up till 6 a.m, so I was half awake. I thought I was doing something stupid, and I just couldn't find the page. So, for 20 minutes, I'm on Facebook, what is going on? It's 8:30, and I'm like, why can't I find the Facebook page? And I'm just thumbing through crap, and then I'm like, well, wait, let me go, and I hit a link that I knew I had for Facebook because I copied it, and it's in a certain file so that I can just do whatever I need to do with when we do stuff for the show and the page. And it kept telling me that the page didn't exist and there was an error. And I'm like, what do you mean the page doesn't exist? So then I started going through all my my notifications and realized everybody that liked and everything last week, and there was a couple of notifications that people had done something on the video midway through the week. All my notifications for the site were gone too, and I'm like, wait, what happened to the site? So that's when I had finally asked in the media chat, hey guys, is the Facebook page gone?
Yeah. Well, and did anybody get anything?
Nope.
Any of us as admins? I didn't think so.
No, it sounds like they black bagged us in the middle of the night, basically made us turn into we never existed. They'll probably treat us like we never existed and the page never existed as well. Even though I have copied links, I do have some posts that show links to the page, but when you click on them, it gives you that whole, this page doesn't exist. If you're having issues, please go to the help center.
Dude, it's like we never existed.
Yeah,
it's amazing that they, just like...
Well, here, I'll make you laugh. You remember way back in the day when we started the whole Heartland? We were trying to organize a little better. We got the council running, and we created a profile for the Heartland Council to put together. Yeah. It's still there.
I know.
But here's the thing, though. The Heartland Council page was never connected to the new page that we made. Because remember, this is the new Heartland Defenders page. This the original that was connected to the council page, because remember there was weird
There was
login
no
issues.
council- It wasn't a council page. It was a council profile, just like you have a profile.
Yeah, we originally started as just like a person,
It was
but
a person.
Okay.
That was Heartland Defenders Council or Heartland Council.
Well, I liked John Michael's reaction to the why the heck do they still see the council page? I didn't have the heart to post because I figured I'd just let him stew on it for a little bit. That we don't do business over there, so it's just a dead page that sits there and does nothing.
Yeah. Not the page. It's not the page you're looking for.
No. So, but it was an interesting Sunday morning because I'm half awake, not knowing anything, what the heck. Yeah. So it was interesting, and it was interesting to see that they have not contacted anybody. I'm sure.
No, not even tried.
I'm sure they won't even respond to anybody that asks what the hell happened.
This is nice.
What's that?
I got it a couple times loud and proud on here. F Facebook, we're on YouTube.
Holy crap, my
That'll
microphone's
help.
loud again.
That'll help the
Put it
situation.
down again. There we go. Well, so I may have called Facebook out a little bit on one of my posts. So I'm trying not to completely get booted off Facebook, which is why I treaded carefully on the words that came out of my keyboard.
Keyboard worrying, I see. Okay.
I emailed Zuckerberg personally.
There is
really?
Good luck with
How'd
that.
work out for you?
You're gonna get the same response as you would Data from fucking Star Trek.
Pretty much. That's what I'm expecting.
What are feelings? F off.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm assuming when he gets emails, he sees the names and he's got like a 1, 2, or 3 response. He just presses 1, 2, or 3, and that's the canned response you get.
I'm sorry, you're disappointed. I'll look into never looking into it. Yeah, that's what I expect to have happen. Is they'll do the same thing the other platform did. I won't even say the name, so nobody can try to report us there.
Oh yeah,
where somebody reported us and they just completely tore down our page and they didn't even give us the time.
I'm still waiting for a reply to my email.
Right, they gave me 2 replies and then they just kind of went, "You suck," just whatever.
Oh yeah, I know. The minute you got confrontational with them, they were like,
"Well, I wasn't even confrontational with them, and they just stopped talking to me."
Oh no, I was straight confrontational.
At some point, I just kept every day. I'd send a hey, following up, hey, what's going on? I did that for like 12 days. And finally, they just wouldn't answer me. And finally, I just gave up after 12 days of just being like, hey, what are you doing? They probably blocked my email, which is what I suspect.
It just shows where we're at. I mean, it's,
we got to be careful because they're doing this. Okay, so they're doing this on social media. Yes, it's a private business that can determine who they want and don't want in their business or using their service.
For sure.
But we're getting to that point that people are getting acceptable of this happening. So when this starts happening in real life, it's been happening online forever. What does it matter if people are starting to disappear? I mean, they must have done something wrong. That was some of the responses I got from some people when I posted about our page being taken down is, what did you guys do wrong? And it's like, we didn't do anything. All we do is speak our minds and the truth about what we feel. We have not, that I know of, ever stepped on the what is that? What do they call it? Their
community guidelines?
Yeah, their community. I don't think we've ever gone over the community standard line at all.
I don't think so.
I mean, we have maybe flashed a piece of ammo here or there, but even then, there was no threat.
We never got shadow banned after that. I mean,
we didn't say shadow banned. We never got a warning hit.
Right.
No.
When you look at some of these other people, they posted weeks in advance before the mass hit. What was it, a month ago? That I'm probably going to get banned. And they'll show their little screenshots where they've been, violation of community guidelines, violation of community guidelines, violation of community guidelines. You're, one more community guideline, you're going to get, banned or booted or blocked.
Right.
We never got one.
Right. Well,
never once did we ever get a notification on any Heartland Defenders page that we were in violation or potential violation of anything.
And quite frankly, some of the heinous shit you can find on Facebook.
Oh, right.
I mean, your shit. I mean, the vast majority of the shit on our page was constitutional. I mean, we even did our best to we tried to walk a pretty middle of the road line on politics, right versus left. I mean, we had some stuff in there, but it was normally constitutionally pushing, not like, yay Trump or F Biden. I mean, we never had anything like that on ours.
I don't think we ever posted anything that was down the political line, as in you should vote for or not vote for, or this person's good, that person's bad.
And we never went after a side either. Like we never went after anybody on the left or any type of person on the left. We always left the attacks out because we want to have that conversation.
Other than Antifa, but fuck Antifa.
Well, right, but I mean... Yeah, Dave, the police are probably on their way.
Maybe it was the Not Fucking Around coalition. Maybe they're the ones who hit us so hard.
Oh, even though somebody already got shot a second time now, just so we're aware.
Well, wait, in all fairness, that guy was not there with them. He was at the event, but he was not one of their yahoos. He was actually a different yahoo.
Oh,
so we have to give them a little credit. It happened at their event, but it wasn't one of their people.
Whoa, wait. We're not allowed to do the same thing they do to us, where if there's one yahoo in the group, they're all yahoos of the group.
Well, he was there, so he had to be a part of them, right?
Right. He was there. He had to be a part of their group.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine if can you imagine if at one of the state at the state house rallies, somebody shot off a round at the state? Oh my God, we'd be freaking world news.
Well, right, exactly.
Oh, the right wingers, they're attacking.
But who are they attacking? Just themselves.
that would probably be it. They're even turning on themselves and shooting each other.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they would spin it. I mean, that's all this spin is just, I don't know. Again, like you said, I get it. Okay. It's their platform. I get it. But at some point, here's the analogy. I was talking with a girl at work. This is the only way I can think of it. If you're watching a football game or if you're watching a baseball game, if the umpire is calling shitty balls and strikes for both teams, I don't care.
Right.
If the umpire is calling crappy penalties on both teams, I don't care. That's fine. You know what? It's the same crappy rules for both players. But when you start flat out, if you can't call your network a social network, if you are a left social network, because then you might as well, Facebook might as well just say, hey, we are liberal leaning assholes, and if you don't like it, fuck off.
Well, I mean, basically what they're doing, they're saying that they're taking down people that lean right, or even groups and people that lean middle to right for what they're saying. I mean, I'm suspecting, and I'm looking at Facebook as what they're trying to do is they're trying to make their platform seem all-inclusive, except for they're trying to make it a leftist echo chamber that seems like everybody's going left. Because if it seems like everybody's leaning left, those people that are teetering there on the fence, not knowing which way to vote, oh wow, everybody's going to vote left this time. Maybe I should vote for the left person this time. Even though he's been in politics for 40 years, he's part of the fucking problem, but we won't get into why we don't want to vote for anybody.
You know what? We can get into the fact that right now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know that, I think we should vote for a just clean slate. I think we need to go back to the primaries and get rid of all of them. Because I'm going to tell you what, as much as I am definitely a conservative. I'm more of a constitutionalist than a conservative, but I have very conservative views. A majority of my views, not all, but a majority. But quite frankly, man, I don't see whoever you vote for this come to. I don't see how it makes any freaking difference. Any freaking. I mean, I hate and I'm never the guy that says that, but and I'm going to vote. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to vote, and I know who I'm voting for. But I don't know if it's gonna. This is the first time I've ever felt that the outcome, not necessarily. I think it could be worse if one person was elected over the other, but I don't think shit going on now is going to change no matter who wins or loses.
Right.
I think this stuff's just going to continue. I mean, it's continued for 4 years.
No matter who wins, out of the right and the left, no matter who wins, I think we're in a shitload of hurt come after the days after the election. Because I think either side's not going to be okay with either of the other side winning.
Agreed.
Which is bad, because that means on either side we've basically got a shit sandwich.
Well, and Facebook is keep going back because I'm just pissed, but Facebook is perpetuating the problem that and it shows what a political tool they are. They are keeping us divided. Because again, if we don't meet in the middle somewhere and fix some of this, again, like I said, doesn't matter. Like you said, doesn't matter who wins. We're in for a shitstorm no matter what. But it's only because we keep letting them keep us divided, and we cannot figure out how to get together to take the power back. We have completely, as the Constitution was written, we have completely relinquished all our power. Just completely relinquished it. Right. And what do we do about it? And no, I don't think, going, heading down to the Capitol and hanging them all ain't going to solve it, because guess what? There's 1,000 behind them. You have to have fundamental change.
Well, I saw something the other day, and who knows? Yeah, I'll go ahead and show that. Why not?
All right, show it.
He blocked out the bad word. I'm surprised, or maybe they did. I don't know. I have it set so if anything comes up that could be, bad words, derogatory, anything like that, it'll ask for it to be posted. Just because. I don't know the crew here on Facebook or on YouTube. See, I'm still in the Facebook mode.
Yeah, I know.
FF book. Anyways, we're in a lot of trouble. I think. I think no matter what happens, we're in a lot of trouble. And that's sad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean it's I think it's yeah, I mean who sees November December? Who sees December being like, hey, we're back to Christmas and everything's cool? I mean, who sees that?
No, I mean when you're seeing posts like, I don't see anything getting back to normal at this point. Even let alone the second largest freaking movie company, the freaking theater company going out of business. Well, closing all their U.S. locations. That's pretty wild. Yeah. I mean, movies were a big thing before COVID happened. Like, the movie theater was, hey, let's go to the movie theater. Okay. Now it's more like...
But think about it. If we're going to go down that road, and what is normal versus what is not normal, if the biggest problem you see out of it is the movie theaters aren't going to be as popular as they were before COVID.
Well, they're popular. They're going out of business before COVID.
I mean, again, 8 Mile. 8 Mile was the last movie I saw in a theater.
Oof! Wow, dude, I was. Yeah, okay, we're not even going to go there.
2002. 2002. So, you know what? When they said theaters are closing, I was like,
okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I watched every movie.
Jacob, how many movies do you have on your shit? I mean, why would you go to a movie?
Between my server and my buddy's server, we probably have over 3,000 movies alone. My server's nickname, the common name for my server is Nulu. N-U-L-U, because I have a bunch of TV series on mine, where I have a bunch of movies, but I've got a bunch of TV series where his is Best Flicks, because he has a bunch of movies, not a bunch of TV. Yeah. So I mean, even just movies and TV stuff, if you're not seeing everything going on here, the corporation doing this stuff is what's bringing it down. You have to go back. We as a society have to get back to self-reliance.
Of course.
Because I mean, that's what I really see as the problem.
Yeah, but so let me ask you this. Is the theater, like, theaters closing, and I'm going to be honest, let's be honest, I mean, a vast majority of the malls up here are dead already. I mean, some of them have been plowed under at this point. They've been taken over by Amazon. Yeah. Yep. Is this all part of not to jump in a rabbit hole, it took us this long, but
it only took 21 minutes.
Yeah. Is it also possible that a lot of this is to keep us all at home?
Could be.
The more things they close, the less human contact we have, the less likely we are to have conversations, the less likely we are to have political discussions, the less likely we are to have discussions about what's going on in our country. Does or does not that help those trying to keep us divided?
Oh, I'm sure it helps completely, because the only thing that keeps us from keeps us still having dinner is us having dinner after our meetings, having dinner with the group members when you meet for a gun show or whatever we decide we're doing, or our FTX is sitting down and having dinner a couple times that weekend.
Right.
We still do that, but when it comes to conversation outside of that bubble, it's become minimalized. I mean, even with my my other groups that I go out and do stuff with, there's not a lot of that going on right now. There's not a lot of getting together.
Palmer made a very good statement out of that.
I had to look down.
Palmer said, "Hell, I never talk to people outside of public anyway." The funniest part of all this is you live a very I don't even want to say I don't think shelter would be the right term here. You live a very isolated life. There we go. Very isolated life, that through this entire thing of COVID, nothing in your life's changed.
No.
I'm there. Like, nothing at all in my life has changed. My job schedule didn't change. The amount of work I did didn't change. What I did didn't change. How I did it didn't change.
The only thing that's changed for me is Jane's home all the time now. Son of a bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
she's not there right now.
Wait for the shoe from the back.
No,
she's not there right now. She left.
I'm safe because she's probably halfway to Akron by now.
But I mean, to take it out of the rabbit hole.
The only thing that's changed is, I have to keep mask and crap in my car for certain customers.
I think that's everybody. I had somebody over to the house today for one of the kids, and she came up and started asking me questions about what I thought was going to happen, after November, because I made this statement when I walked through the door. We had this conversation, and she was telling me, she's like, she's explaining like her side of seeing all this stuff, and she thinks a lot like us. But she was explaining how, like, people she works with were like terrified to go back to do their job because they're still scared of COVID. They're still scared of this. Like I was saying before, to pull us back out of this new hole we're diving down into, self-reliance. I mean, I really think that's where we're at. We so are focused on somebody else doing the hard part for us You know, like we were talking about earlier, there's not a button. We're going to get pushback because there's not a button. They actually have to think. They have to read. They have to do. People today are so reliant on that was easy button on everything.
Marketing now on everything is ease of use. If it's not easy to use, the customer, if they have to spend more than 4 or 5 seconds thinking about it, they're going to go on to the next people that are going to do the same thing.
Well, everything's marketing. Let's be honest. Why is BLM so popular right now? Marketing.
Well, yeah, I just mean
they've got a better marketing budget than anybody.
Somebody paid millions to have those freaking yard signs printed up.
Oh, dude, they were up like instantly. I mean, but I mean, any of them are. But you could say the same for I'll piss off everybody. You could say the same for Antifa, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloos. These guys all are doing shit like way beyond their budgets.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like somebody's paying, somebody somewhere is funding all this shit.
Right.
And it might even be the same guy funding them all.
100%. Where I was going with that, man, is like I go into neighborhoods that are predominantly not African American. I mean, we're talking $500,000, $1 million houses, huge old. You know, when I say old money, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Every damn yard, BLM sign, Biden by dawn, 2020 sign.
You're in the crazy part of Columbus. I know exactly where you're at.
Right. Every sinking yard. I come across one the other day. Huge yard sign. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's silhouette printed on the damn thing. Whole bunch of about this woman.
Well, wait a minute. It is Halloween.
I'm literally looking at this. I'm staring at it because I'm up in the basket working on a tap. I'm staring at this thing going, I'm going to put money down. You didn't even know who that person was until she died and the media told you all about it.
Right.
Yeah. And that, you know what, real quick on that. So, people don't get the wrong idea. I get some of the message of BLM. I get it. But I think it's so hypocritical, like you said, these people who didn't give a, and probably still don't give a F about what's going on in those communities, they think they're doing their part by putting a sign in the yard.
No. I had a coworker tell me, and I firmly believe this. They put those signs in their yard in those rich white communities, old money, because they live one street over from the not so rich. They put those fucking signs there so that when they come around that corner, oh, they're a part of us. They're good.
Yeah.
They won't break into their freaking house.
Right, because that's how a riot works.
Don't disagree, but again, I'm going back to that mantra, self-reliance. I mean, this is easy. Here's a sign. Put it in there. That's the marketing side.
Yeah.
Where's the self-reliance here? Where's the
but isn't part of the other problem though with self-reliance become, when you say self-reliant, are you talking about not leaving your home, what do you mean by self? Because if you isolate yourself, I don't think we solve the problem.
No. If you isolate yourself, you're creating yourself as a Unabomber concept. You're hiding in nowhere land, waiting for something you
concept.
Huh?
The shut-in part. Make sure we specify here. The shut-in part.
You're hiding in the middle of nowhere.
That's what I meant, yeah.
You're hiding in the middle of nowhere, waiting for something that you've dreamed up in your head, based off of news reports or anything else.
Up anymore. I think it's here.
Have you taken the opportunity to talk to some of these people who don't look at anything other than mainstream media?
Oh yeah.
Because they're spending 95% of their free time dreaming up worst case scenarios from the bad case scenario shit the media tells them. I mean, it's the bottom line. But when I'm saying self-reliance, I'm not saying it as in like prepping, having, bug out bags and bugging in, bugging out concept. I'm saying self-reliance as not relying on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter to tell you what you need to know. Not relying on somebody on the talking tube to tell you what you're supposed to think. Not believing, that the media is right when they say, well, Trump's wrong for getting out of the hospital. You know what I mean?
So free thinking and doing your own investigating, basically.
Yeah. Think for yourself and ensure that you can get through things yourself, because like with the rich white community, they're not prepared to get through anything except all they know is, if I get this sign, I can support them. Okay. Let's say it's the best case scenario. All they're trying to do is support. Great. But optics on that? I'm sorry. If you're 60 years old and you've lived in a $2 million house your entire life, you're not supporting the poor black people around the corner.
No.
You're covering your ass.
But so here's the thing, though. That marketing works, though. It's marketing in fear, though, because if they're scared that people are going to break into their house, so if they feel they have to put that sign out front, guess what that's doing for them? That's free marketing under fear, and it's working.
Under fear, yeah.
And it's working.
Yeah. Well,
how do we get a piece of that pie?
We don't. We get banned from F-Book and everywhere else for even suggesting it.
I mean,
no, we don't think the right way to get that kind of attention.
Plus, we actually have some kind of moral guidance in our heads that go, well, we probably shouldn't scare people to believe what we believe. We should let them freely think for themselves.
Well, and I think that's what we preached for years is, if you don't believe us, pick up that little book with the Constitution in it, or, instead of
watching the last gun show.
Yeah, they're back here somewhere. I got boxes of them. I'll send you one. Give me your address.
I got a couple here in this drawer. There's probably razors in there too.
Got one over there in the desk.
Yeah, everything's already written. I mean, it's not rocket science, but again, I mean, and we've talked this ad nauseum. At one point, do we do something? I mean, do we just what point do we get drastic about this? Because the other thing driving me nuts right now and I don't know if any of you watching are one of these people. I apologize in advance, sort of. If you're one of these people that says just wait till November 4th, what?
What are you waiting for?
What magic? Are we all taking the blue pill or the red pill on the 3rd? I mean, what do you?
Is it a roll of quarters and some Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even, when people say that to me.
I'm pretty sure it's crushed up pill in the applesauce.
Yeah, I look at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, how is that even you think wait, hold on. Look, it's November 3rd. Oh, there we go. We're good.
Yeah, right.
We just flip the switch.
I mean, how
what
can
kind
you
of
do?
crazy shit is that?
And how can you do so? If you're going to vote responsibly in any election, not just this one, but in any election, don't you think you should take more than 1, 2, 3 hours of investigating your time, looking into your candidates? Because everybody has an idea of which candidate they're voting for now. There's a lot of people that are pretty sure, if not very confident, on who they want to vote for. Whether it be right, left, or even, the libertarian candidate. A lot of people are pushing that. Is that the right way to go? Have you completely looked into that candidate, or are you following the memes and just believing the memes that are telling you what to do?
Thank you. Thank you.
Stop with following memes, no matter who they're supporting or not supporting or talking good or bad about. Go look up your information. Go find out about your candidates. Be a responsible voter, not a, that name looks familiar voter.
Yeah. And you know what? And I get, I totally get the appeal of Joe Jorgensen. I get the appeal. Especially if you've watched 15 minutes or 5 seconds of the debate. I get it.
The fact that she didn't even get to speak there was amazing for her.
Yeah. I get the appeal. My problem is this, because, and I think this goes back to everything. You can't make effective change from just the top. That's why when Trump won and everybody was like, "Oh, look, sunshine and roses," it's like, he's one guy.
Still
one guy. He's one guy.
Remember all the stuff that Obama fucking promised that never happened because he was just one guy.
One guy.
You got to get everybody on board.
You have to infiltrate from the bottom so that you have real support. And you know what? And we're all guilty of letting this thing get completely out of control.
Right.
And we're guilty for our generation and the generation even before us. Are guilty of not getting involved because we got comfortable with the fact that, oh, well, we have representatives. I mean, they're doing the best they can. But they haven't done the best they can for 40, 50 years.
Think about it this way. Think about it this way. For everybody watching, I mean, it looks like I'm looking at, we're up to about 10. Don't forget to first like. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. Right? Mm-hmm. And then hit the little arrow that says share this out. Share this out.
Yeah.
But think about this. Jeremy, you said it best a few minutes ago. That one guy been in politics for 180. Oh, wait, that's what he said. 47 years.
Yeah.
Right? 47 years. I'm 30 freaking 8.
Right.
He's been in politics longer than I've been alive. So it wasn't me that voted that guy in.
Oh,
and no. It wasn't me.
So I had seen this thing where his average was 40 some years. The average age of the politicians are like late 60s, early, like 68 years old is the average age of the whole, if you take all the House, the Senate, and everybody, the average age. And then you actually take the average age of the population in the U.S., it's only like 36. But yet our average age in our House and Senate is like 60-some years old. Why do we not have younger politicians that are maybe a little more free thinking?
Why do we not have term limits? Why are we have allowed them to create a system? It just came. Do you know exactly? I know the Senate and Congress are the fucking weathermen. They're the weathermen of our politics.
Oh.
They don't have to be right. They don't have to do shit. They can tell you whatever you want, and you believe them.
Yeah.
Yep. They're the fucking weathermen of politics.
So let's bring back the quality of the last debate for a second. Do we think the quality?
Was there quality?
Okay. Well, here I'm getting there about the question of what kind of quality we got.
Okay.
Do you think maybe if we didn't have just 2 people sitting on that stage, say we have 5 people running for president or 10 people running for president, do we think that quality of debate would have happened then? Or do you think maybe because there was multiple people more than the 2, I'm going to call them childs in a sandbox because that's how they both acted.
Yes.
Nobody wanted to share the fucking shovel.
Are we going to not talk about the fucking adult in the room that was supposed to be in the room that was just as bad as the 2 children?
There were no adults in the room.
Well, so there were no adults in the room. But none. And what I'm trying to get at here is if we remove the 2-party system, if we take our party system and we say everybody get the F out, there's no more parties involved. If 10 people want to run for president and can run for president, they can all run for president and all be on the ballot.
Well, why
would that bring the quality up in not just the debates, but possibly even candidates?
I don't think not only the quality. I think you would probably more likely get honest answers, or at least get an honest perspective of that because if when you're a fighter and you know who you're going to fight, you can study there. It's easy to prepare for one opponent.
Right.
It's harder to prepare for many opponents.
Well, correct. Right. And so, in that aspect of doing that, we're actually raising our expectation level of our candidates.
Absolutely.
We're raising the actual attempt of a candidate trying to be president, because you can't just be like, well, I'm just going to argue with him like he did so-and-so back in whatever and never let him talk, to the point that, it looked like two kids fighting in a sandbox because it's only him. If there were 5 other people in that room, there was no way they could have capably have done that and actually came out of there looking anything competent of being a president. If there was even one other person competent enough to talk and not be that crazy person and follow into that.
Why, and I'm not, no matter how you vote, why was Joe Jorgensen is on every ballot in all 50 states. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if she got the Providences too, but she's in all 50. She is on the ballot in all 50 states this year. Why was she not on that stage?
Well, right, because
she is a whether you believe it or not, she is a viable presidential candidate. She is 100% running for president of this country.
I can answer your question. Why the hell was
she not on that stage?
I can answer your question with one simple term.
She's not in the club?
Club.
Yeah, well, so, and that's because I remember, and I mean, I was a little younger back then, but when Ross Perot ran, okay, I was a lot younger back then.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this because I already effed myself up on a video today of a show I was at like fucking 24 years ago, almost a quarter century ago. Anyways, let's get back to this. I remember when Ross Perot tried to run. He was in there with the other 2 candidates. If you go back and you look at the debates, there were 3 people on that stage, not 2. There were multiple people. What has changed to now go, well, if you're not Republican or Democrat, F off, you can't be on the stage, even if you make all 50 states on their ballots. I mean, that should be a requirement. If you can't get on all 50 states, then you should not have a reason to even be up there.
But you also have to not make it the system rigged, because as an independent, you are not afforded the same path to the ballot as the Republicans and Democrats are, because they're basically already stamped on every ballot regardless.
Right.
Your path is not the same, and that's bullshit too.
Oh, I agree.
If you are running, the rules should be the same for everyone. Every year, every election, not every year, every election, the same requirements should be given to all the candidates. There should be no rubber stamp. Oh, well, he's running as a Republican. Bam, you're in. Oh, you're running as an independent. Here's 5,000 pages of rules and regulations. When you complete that, come back. We'll fuck you anyways, and you still won't get on.
Right.
That's bullshit. Yeah. And we've allowed it. We've allowed all this shit. I mean, that's what,
Hey, do you remember that self-reliance thing? And not depending on those other people to do everything for you?
But I mean, aren't they
sneaking
But aren't they sneaking this crap in stuff like what we're looking at, where they're fighting over, like right now, they're fighting over allowing to give everybody another $1,200 in a check.
Hey, I never got the first $1,200, so they can all F off.
Well, but so they promised this crap would go on as long as this whole coronavirus thing went on. But now it's like, well, F it. Stop talking about it until after I get reelected. Is that basically saying vote if you don't vote for me, you aren't going to get it?
Probably. Probably. I mean, but well, you know what? Let's be honest. Is there anything in politics, and I don't care where you stand, is there, and if you say, oh yeah, I'm good. If everything our current president does, if everything, that Biden's, if you don't listen to these guys, even individually, not even in the debate, and want to take a shower afterwards, you're kidding yourself.
Oh, right.
Because they're both. It's the whole system is filthy. It's ugly. It's
they're
disgusting.
Snake oil salesmen. If you boil it down to it, they're snake oil salesmen that's just trying to say, hey, we have all these things that we can fix stuff. And then when it really comes down to it, can they really fix things?
Look at the cool things you can have if I'm president.
Right.
Oh, okay, I'm going to have cool things if I'm president.
Hold on.
We're all cats.
So what you're saying is this. It's all based off a numbers game, and when we start throwing extra numbers in the pool, you're going to just fuck yourself and not what you hope to actually happen is going to happen? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. How about that?
Well, what you did say that I'm going to bring up is you said when you're going into a fight versus one person, you can study them, you can fight them, and you can assist.
Oh, great. Yes.
Right? Okay. Well, right now we've got 2 people to pick from, right?
No, we have 3. We actually have 4 or 5, I think.
Well, but only 3 are on 50 states.
We got 2 people to pick. Okay. One guy is a complete asshole.
Most of the time.
But he gets shit done.
Some of the time. Remember, he's one person.
I didn't say he gets everything. Did you hear the words? He gets everything done. Well, he gets shit done.
He has gotten more done than I expected. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So one guy who's a complete fucking asshole, never going to deny that, but he gets shit done. You got one guy who's been 1,000 different things in less than the fucking year that he's been running for presidency, to include a congressperson for 180 years, losing his fucking mind.
I think that's fair.
Was vice president and did nothing to change anything, but yet he has these magical things in his pockets.
47 fucking years has done nothing.
That's not true. He made this fat. He made this fat in 40-something years.
What, with credit cards?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
His wall is nice and fat. But what I'm saying is, you said if you can study that person, you can fight them well. No, I'm not one of these people driving down the street in these asinine, hate me if you want, like Cosper said, I'll piss everybody off tonight. Driving down the street in these asinine Trump fucking parades where you got flags all over your fucking car, honking your horn. You know what you're doing? You're making yourself that fucking asshole he is.
You know how annoying it was when I broke down that them MFers actually showed up across the street of the highway and I couldn't hear the AAA people on the other end of the phone because of the assholes and honking their horns and blaring their fucking air horns.
It doesn't make me go get all warm and fuzzy inside. No, I'm voting for that guy. It pisses me off. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you driving? Anyways, getting off topic. I would rather, if that's the only 2 choices that this fucking system's gonna give to me, legitimately, I'm not saying the words lesser of 2 evils. Yeah. I'm saying I know those 2 combatants, and I know which one I'm gonna take.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I know those 2 combatants, and I can see what those 2 combatants are. Point blank, for everybody that watches this stream that knows me, I'm a fucking asshole. I'll say.
So you gravitate towards the asshole. I get it. Okay.
Agree? I do the wrong thing. I'm abrasive at times.
No.
Well, I think when it came down to the conversation about them being able to prep for being able to combat one person, it was them being up on stage at the debate. It's easier to debate one person than it is to debate 5 people.
I'm not going to disagree. Not going to disagree, but I'm a very numerical thinking person. There's only so many people in this country. Period. There's only so many people in this country.
Oh, the comments.
Nice job. Good job, Jason.
Jason, that I'm an asshole. If if you don't realize that I'm an asshole, you're an asshole too. So,
Jason, you should have ended that with sarcasm in quotes.
Well, I think most of us got it.
Anyway, I get what you're saying. That it's on the debate floor.
Yeah.
But numerically thinking, and again, pissing everybody off tonight, you're not going to take Joe Biden's voters away from him. They're drones to the vote. I mean, you have black conservatives out here screaming, stop voting Democrat.
To an extent, though, you got a lot of people that believe voting one or the other is the only way, yet they don't want to vote for the evil orange man, which is what I'll say, because that's what some people call him.
Yeah,
But, so their only other option, because they won't vote for anybody else because it's a wasted vote, well, I must have to vote for Biden. But if you had other people in there, and they all had a chance, like there wasn't this, Republican, Democrat gets free reign of whoever they throw up there, they automatically get thrown on the ballots, and they automatically get thrown in the debates. If everybody was capable, if you got on all 50 states and there was some kind of, everybody had the same level of this is where you have to be to be able to be at the debates and to be able to be president, I think people would vote for others. I think Joe Jorgensen, not Feely Joe, but Joe Jorgensen would have a better chance that way if it was that way. Or or somebody else. I think this you'll take a lot of people away from both sides if they feel like they have a chance, because we've all been raised, when I went through school, all the way through school, out of school, if you don't vote Republican or Democrat, all you're doing is voting for the other side, and you're throwing your vote away.
Yeah. Well, but that's, and there's the proof in the pudding. Let's be honest. What do? We keep swapping. We get 4 to 8 years. Of this side crying and whining, and then we get 4 to 8 years of this side whining and crying, and then we get 4 to 8. It's gone on for centuries.
I think it was somewhere around the Civil War.
Well, probably. You know what? I would say probably somewhere after. I think everything took a big split after JFK, Martin Luther King, Malcolm. I think right then and there, the divide became easier then. It was, hey, you've got to vote with your party. This is your party. This is your party. If you're blue collar union, this is your party. If you're a person of color, this is your party. Right. If you're a business owner, this is your party. If you're pro-abortion, you're this party. They started more and more right around that time. They started pushing ideologies to split us. And guess what? Our parents and their parents all took the fucking bait.
One of our members constantly says that one of his parents is a diehard X. We'll say it that way, right? A diehard X, but X candidate doesn't fall in line with what his diehard believes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because he's so diehard, he refuses to vote for the other guy.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that are that way. And yes, Dave, nobody did stop.
Well, because as long as we always think there's only two parties, we'll always vote that way, and we'll never come together, and we'll never find that happy medium where we can take the power back. As long as we are programmed to take, and I think,
but I'm going to ask you,
don't think all this shit that happened through Obama and through Trump. Let's be honest. What was happening 4 years into Obama? Was probably the biggest boost in militias, constitutional groups. There was a big swelling in America when they thought that, and some of what Obama did was constitutionally questionable. Not everything he did was horrible, but there was a great swelling of uprising in America where people were like, you know what? Generation after generation has taken this shit. We're done. We are done. And that's when BLM started. That's when, then counter to BLM, the Proud Boys and people like that came, everything started to come, there's this, the minute we were starting to uprise and starting to maybe come to a point where, yeah, you know what, this is our country, we're going to take it back. Man, they divide, they create all these brand new groups to divide us all over again.
Right.
All over, even some of the same groups. I mean, you look at, and you know what, I know I pick on the Proud Boys, and I know not all of them are idiots, but some of their mantra and their banners are, some of the shit you guys do is stupid. So sorry.
Some of the things you guys do that who you have representing you firsthand with me is just ridiculous. The hats you wear about let's make America straight again. Really, you were at an event that had transgender people there speaking, and you're wearing that hat.
But you've got, so now you take all that patriot movement that was together, and now you create the Boogaloo Boys. Now you create the Proud Boys. Now you create, patriot groups, constitutional groups. They're dividing even the people who were together.
Right.
And as long as we keep letting it divide us, it's crazy.
Can you really say they? Can you really use the they? Because I feel like it's.
I think it's more than one.
Well, I think it's the us. I think we divide ourselves.
Well, we allow it to happen though,
yes.
because what we're doing is sitting back and allowing that blinder to be put on.
Well, you've seen it with the hacktivist groups. You've seen it with Antifa. You've seen it with the patriot groups and the militias and the constitutional groups. There's too many people that want to be in charge and want to do it their way. So they do what we're talking about with the president. Look what I can do here if you make me president. Look what I can do here if you make me president. It's the same concept.
But I think it goes deeper than that, though.
But if you get into these groups, it's a pissing contest on who can be in charge and how to get it done. So they splinter off and we divide ourselves.
Oh yeah, but I believe it's human nature in the fact that, all right, so as someone who is, there are people who are genuinely upset. There are people in even groups like Antifa that are genuinely upset with the way the country is being run, and not just a Trump thing. They're upset about the way people are being treated. They're upset about how things are happening in this country. So part of their protest, is to burn an American flag. Now, if all you see on the video and you never talk to that person why they burn, human nature, most of us probably here right now, we see an American flag being burned by someone, we don't give a fuck what they think. We don't care what they might even have real ideas, but just the fact, human nature tells me you are burning the flag, you're a piece of shit, I'm going to kick your ass.
Well, but
that's human nature.
But here, and that's where I think the people that want us to stay divided and disrupt us are hoping for that nature. They're hoping for that person that's not knowing of our human nature, not understanding that means something more than what they're actually doing.
Absolutely.
And all they're doing is drawing a reaction to keep us divided from them, or them divided from the other people across from them. They're hoping for those human tendencies.
I think a vast majority of it's on purpose. Again, I'm telling you right now, if they had gone with if Black Lives Matter, the originally, and I'm not a big fan of the women who started. They're Marxist. I don't care what anybody else says about them. You can go. It's on their website. They're Marxist. They tell you that's their idea. But some of the other groups who have actually taken the full mantra of what it was supposed to be, if the whole movement had started out with what it was supposed to be, all lives can't matter till Black Lives Matter, that's a different statement than when you walk into a group of patriots and just start yelling, Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Human nature for us is like, well, why can't all lives matter?
Right.
Because you're not getting the whole point of the message. But I believe that's on purpose. I believe they don't want you. The people who start these groups and start, send them to, rallies and shit, they don't want us to talk and have a conversation. Because the problem is when we have a conversation, much like you did down in Columbus, all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, no shit. We kind of like the same shit here.
We have a lot in common. We're upset about a lot of the same things.
Right.
And I've learned that a lot with people for Antifa side, for example. There are people in Antifa that have no idea what the hell they're doing and they're just being directed.
Yes.
They're upset the same way we are. They don't like the way our government's running. They don't like that there's no term limits. But they're being told that's the only way to get their point across.
It's the burn shit, throw things.
Throw shit. Right. Burning stuff. Anarchy is the only way to do it.
Right.
Instead of, there's possibly another way. Don't talk to anybody else because whatever they say to you is a lie. Yep. I've heard this rhetoric time and time before at events. I've even watched him do the whole, one of the main guys from, Antifa have a flag in his hand and go, we should probably burn this. And some eager beaver new guy go, I'll do it, and grabs it, bites it, and runs through the Patriot group, knowing that they're going to try to take it out of his hand.
Oh, yeah. That's why we've got,
So are you saying that that Antifa, through that statement you just made, kind of have lemmings?
They're predators. They're predators on weak-minded,
closed-minded
people. They prey on the people that do not think for themselves and hope that they're looking to be
martyred.
No, they're hoping that the weak-minded people that they're preying on are looking for a place to belong. Because then if that's the place they feel like they belong, they're going to listen to them more than if somebody like me that's just kind of lost, but I'm still thinking for myself, and they're like, we should burn this flag, and there's all these really big patriots over there, and I'm going to look over there and go, nah, man.
Hey, you know what? They are a street gang. They are no different than the Crips and the Bloods, the folks, any of those. They do the same. It's the same recruiting method.
A lot of the groups are the same way, though. I mean,
absolutely.
On either side, you have some of these far extreme groups that they're preying on. They're preying on the young guys that come out of high school that don't think for themselves, small town guys, and they're like, "Man, we get these guys in here to be part of our group." Because they don't think for themselves. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's militia groups. That, if you get into them, man, because I know people that have been in some of these crazy things, man, they got plans of taking over county governments and shit. Right. There's whack jobs all over the place. And I'm going to tell you what, it's probably another reason groups like ours are getting censored and kicked off of Facebook and platforms like that, because they don't want us to have a conversation because we've said it a million times. We don't care who you are. You willing to have a conversation? We'll have a conversation with you.
We'll have a civil conversation with you. We will sit
down.
down.
The place.
You want to have a drink, coffee, a meal, sit down, or you just want to meet at a park, hang out, talk. Us three are willing to do that.
Meet at the State House.
Yeah,
State House, most of that.
I don't care. I don't care where you live, what part of town you're in. I don't care if you think white guys shouldn't come there. I'll be there because I've done that my whole entire life.
Right.
You name the
damn place. Maintenance guy.
Name the place. I don't. You know what? I went to a freaking BLM rally in freaking Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, he drove hours upon hours to be at a BLM rally in Virginia.
You name it. You invite us. We'll be there. because I'm telling you what, it's people like us, whether we believe it or not, or others believe it or not, it's people like us that are either going to make a real change in this country, or we're just going to start breaking shit.
Right. And on top of that hour,
you're only going to be able to, and this is either side, from the right or the left. You can only push good, law-abiding people who believe in this country, who believe in this Constitution, so far. And there's a lot of us that we're done. We're done buying the right shit. We're done buying the left shit. We want this country run the way it was supposed to run, and we don't give a fuck about who the letter is after your name anymore. But if you aren't going to follow the Constitution, you aren't going to represent us, because you're no fucking leader. None of you are. You're representatives of us. And at some point, that dam is going to break.
Right.
One way or the other.
And it needs to break. And on that, it's 5 after. We do our normal run over every time for the normal people that watch us, and they're still watching us at this point. We are here every not Sundays, Tuesdays now.
Tuesday.
Wow.
Tuesday.
Okay. Okay, I'm like a dog. Too many things have changed. I just peed on the floor.
We'll teach that old dog a new trick, or we'll beat him while we do it.
Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Come see us here only on YouTube, FF Book, and all their fingermen. And if you get that reference, great.
Bell
Hit the bell
icon. Bell.
Subscribe. Hit the bell. Share to your people. Share to your friends. Share to your family. Even if you don't like your family and you have arguments with them, we're willing to have a conversation with them.
Absolutely.
Share. We'll talk. Don't worry.
Yeah. Heartlanddefenders.com.
Now we don't have to worry about me updating the YouTube, because it should automatically update itself.
And you know what? If you're looking to join a group, or if you can hit any three of us up on our regular Facebook pages now, or through the website, or send us a message here and we'll get in contact with you. But right now we're kind of revamping everything. So if you are looking for a group, or if you just want to come out to an event, find us. We'll get the information to you, so you can come see us in person, or we can meet up with you, get you in the group, whatever. We're still doing what we're doing.
And if you go to any of the gun shows, we're always at the Summit County one, and we're always at the one in Berea. So you can check us out there as well. One of us is normally there, Mike or myself.
True.
Or Heather.
If not, there's John, Heather, Patty. They're always there. They're great ambassadors for the group too.
Yep. Oh yeah. So have a safe week. Be safe, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m.